There comes a time in every person's life when the soul whispers, "Enough. I want more." More than just surviving, more than routine, more than merely existing. But let me ask you something, with all sincerity and urgency. How do you expect a new life with the same old habits? Aristotle once noted that sustained excellence isn't achieved through isolated actions, but through consistent behavior. It becomes embedded in our identity and our organizational culture. You see, success is not an event. It is not a lucky break. It is not a moment of applause or a trophy on a shelf. Success is a process, a quiet, invisible compounding of effort, of discipline, of commitment to daily self-growth. Many dream of transformation. Few commit to the price it demands. Let me tell you a story. In a small village in China, there lived a bamboo farmer. He planted the seed of a rare bamboo tree and watered it every single day. For a whole year, nothing happened. 2 years passed, still nothing. 3 years, 4. Villagers laughed. "You're wasting your time," they said. But on the 5th year, within just 6 weeks, the bamboo tree shot up 80 feet into the sky. Now let me ask you, did the bamboo grow in 6 weeks? No. It grew in 5 years. Every single day the farmer watered, nurtured, and believed. Underground, the roots were growing deep and wide, anchoring what would one day become extraordinary. So, it is with you. The smallest daily disciplines, waking up early, exercising, reading, journaling, learning, compound into the towering results you dream of. But here's the harsh truth. You don't become successful by accident. You rise by intention, by effort, and by relentless self-improvement. Jim Rohn once remarked that the world we live in will always mirror the world we've built inside ourselves. You must work harder on yourself than you do on your job, your business, your goals. Why? Because your future will never exceed the standard of your personal development. Your habits, your mindset, your energy, your emotional control. These are the architects of your destiny. If you want more, you must become more. Let that sink in. Say it aloud. If I want more, I must become more. Right now, your life is not a punishment. It is simply a reflection of your past standards. What you tolerated, what you believed, what you practiced, and your future. It will be shaped entirely by what you decide to build into yourself today. This is not about motivation. Motivation is fickle. It's a sugar high. It fades when the weather changes, when you're tired, when life hits back. Discipline is the real prize. It is the daily decision to do what must be done, even when every cell in your body resists it. Jim Rohn believed that discipline is what turns dreams into achievements. It's the bridge that spans the gap between setting a goal and making it real. The secret to all transformation is this. Become the kind of person who naturally attracts the life you want. The money, the peace, the confidence, the relationships. They don't come to the current version of you. They come to the upgraded version of you that you are being called to become. So what must you do? Read more. Learn relentlessly. Take care of your body. This is the vessel of your ambition. Feed your mind with wisdom, not noise. Surround yourself with those who make you rise, not sink. Elevate your standards, especially when no one is watching. Confucius illustrated this best by explaining that transformative progress begins with small, deliberate steps. Moving a mountain starts with removing the first stone. This is your mountain, your greatness, your future. And every day, you're either climbing it or letting it rot with excuses. So, what will it be? This is your wake-up call. Level up. Level up your habits. Level up your focus. Level up your circle. Level up your self-respect. Level up your identity. Because life only meets us at the level of our standards, not our wishes. Success is never on sale. Greatness isn't discounted. You must pay full price. Every single day. And here's something most people never tell you. The slope is always uphill. Everything worthwhile in life lies uphill. But once you stop climbing, you start sliding. Momentum is a jealous ally. Hard-earned, easily lost. The moment you pause, gravity pulls you back. And you don't just lose pace, you lose rhythm. You lose self-belief. You lose the inner trust that fuels your fire. And when that trust erodes, your dreams begin to decay. Not from failure, but from hesitation, self-doubt, and the slow erosion of discipline. What saves you? Self-respect. Discipline is not cold, military rigidity. It is the highest form of self-love. When you say you'll wake early, and you do, that's not just defeating the snooze button. That's a promise kept. When you say you'll train your body and you show up, even when you're tired, that's power. When you choose focus over scrolling, growth over gossip, truth over comfort, you are not just being productive. You are saying, I matter. My dreams matter. And when you keep that word to yourself again and again, your self-respect becomes unshakable. As Confucius once said, the greatest strength lies not in conquering others, but in mastering your own impulses. On the other hand, a lack of self-respect is the silent doorway to self-betrayal. You begin to tolerate what once felt wrong. You start absorbing energy that is toxic to your purpose. You say yes when your soul screams no, all to avoid disappointing others. Your boundaries blur. Your compass spins. You lose the voice of your own spirit. That's why personal standards matter, especially when no one sees. In those quiet moments, when you rise instead of sleep, when you read instead of numbing yourself with distractions, when you hold your peace instead of unleashing pain, you build your character. You prove to yourself that you are dependable, that you choose integrity, not for applause, but for alignment with your truth. Let me share something I read a few years ago. If you want to become unstoppable, master the relationship you have with yourself. Be someone you admire. Be someone you trust. Be someone whose actions mirror their words. Because here's the truth. When you trust yourself, you no longer beg for validation. When you respect yourself, you stop settling for crumbs. And when you admire the person you're becoming, you stop chasing people and opportunities. They begin to chase you. You become magnetic, not from ego, but from alignment. The person who works harder on themselves than on their job, their reputation, that person becomes powerful. That person becomes rare. And rarity creates value. So I ask you, are you willing to do the daily work? Are you willing to water your bamboo tree even when nothing seems to grow? Are you willing to pay the full price for the life you know you're meant to live? Because that's the price of greatness. And I'll leave you with a reminder from Confucius that has echoed through the centuries. When the archer misses the mark, he turns and looks within himself for the fault. You are the archer. Your life is the target. Misses are not failures. They are feedback. Work harder on your aim. Work harder on your steadiness. Work harder on you. Everything, your wealth, your relationships, your peace, your power, flows downstream from you. So don't focus solely on output. Don't get caught up in the hustle. Prioritize continuous self-development every single day. Because the better you become, the better your life becomes. And when your future self meets you 5 years from now, They will not thank you for your intentions, your vision boards, or your goals. They will thank you for your daily discipline, your invisible sacrifices, your private victories. For the times you showed up when it was hard, when it was lonely, when no one saw. They will say, "Thank you for not quitting on me. Thank you for becoming someone I'm proud to be." So rise. Rise with purpose. Rise with fire. Rise with the unshakable truth that everything you seek is already within you, waiting to be awakened by your daily choices. Work hard on yourself. That is the path. That is the secret. That is the way.